is Sarah from P&S Paranormal. We are on our way to Yorktown. Turns out our time will be cut a little short, so this will be a strictly informative investigation. If anything, we are going on a guided tour with the owners of the private property. So there will be no investigation. This is just strictly walking around the hospital and letting you guys know what all is going on, what all happened there, and seeing, you know, maybe if we can get some activity, if some happens to come up while we're there, that would be great. But if not, this was still a good experience, and one day we will for sure be doing an overnight stay. So that's in the future, and you will be able to see more. So stay posted with us on that, and we will keep you updated. Signing off.
Built in 1950, run by three of the Felecian nuns of the Roman Catholic Church and the priest. They also lived here. This was their home. Their motto for the hospital, believe it or not, was so others may live longer. Bullshit. Okay? Didn't apply here. 1950 to 1985, and opened a year later as a drug rehab facility. During that whole time of operation, 2,000 people died here. Now you're gonna walk in this hospital, and you're gonna be amazed how small it is. It's tiny, 33,000 square feet. That's it. You got a wing here and a wing there. That's it. Okay. Upstairs is the nuns' quarters. Downstairs is where the priests live. That's where the maintenance. Perez. I want you to remember that woman's name. She's a friend of mine. She's kind of out there. Attract those kind of people. But anyway, she used to work here back in the early 80s. She had terrible experiences in here. She left in the 80s. She came back on that day. That's when I met her. I had to drag her. She did not want to come here. She was scared to death of this place because of what happened to her. And I'll tell you what happened to her when we get further into the hospital. Okay? This room right here you see to the right, that is the head CEO. This is the one that ran the entire operation. Her name was Sister Mary Elena. That's her head nun's name. People claim she's still alive. Resided in a nursing home in Italy where she's from. I call BS on that. I'm pretty sure she's dead. Okay, she'd be in the hundreds if she was still alive. Paranormal teams have made contact with her. She has responded. If you guys would like to talk to her, do it in here. I don't know. Sister Mary Elena, are you with us here tonight? Why are you not at rest? Why are you still here? Maybe she'll answer you on your phone, out loud, or talk. Do it in this room or upstairs where she was hanging out, where she lived, okay? This is a good room to talk to her. Okay. That's the second in command, all right? These are other offices. This is a bathroom. That was a bathroom. This was the last office in this wing, okay? We come over here. This is the nurse's station, okay? Like I said, very small hospital, 2 wings, and that's it. This is the pediatric ward. This is where the babies hung out. Delivery room, labor room. This is the adult ward. This is where they had the emergency room, operating room. Okay, let's tackle this one first. As we go into this hallway, you're gonna see a lot of shit, a lot of junk. And the closets and the rooms. And one of the reasons why that is because the owner that owns this didn't buy it for the paranormal. He bought it as a storage facility to store his shit in, okay? Some people like Disneyland. He likes buying vacant buildings and buying antiques and storing. That's what he's obsessed with that. So anyways, one of the reasons why it looks the way it does is because people come in here and destroy things. That's what kids like to do. And we have a leaky roof, and when it rains like 2 weeks in a row, there's water everywhere. And so some of that water is destroying a lot of his stuff. So that's why it looks that way. This is a pediatric examination room, okay? The only records I have was Dr. Specs, and those are in my home because people come in here, they steal. They steal any information, get off. So I took all the records, put in my home. Now, this was in '94, Dr. Specs delivered. I was reading his patient record. Mrs. Smith delivered. Mrs. Pascal delivered. Mrs. Olson delivered. Non-delivered. And the ones I gathered, dead babies, nothing. A page and a half of nothing, and then delivered. That's fucked up, okay? That's one of the reasons why they shut this place down. Insurance fraud and lots of death. A lot of stuff they were doing was illegal. So that's the kind of shit that was going on here. This room right here is the cleanup room. After the babies were born, they were cleaned up in this room, transferred into the nursery room, respiratory therapy room. They had some complications. They were staying in patient rooms, okay? Now we're gonna make our way to the other wing. This is the adult wing. I'm gonna tell you a story about a guy named TJ, okay? TJ was here. He came here with his friend. He was a big fella. He had a drug overdose, okay? It was a heroin overdose. His friends brought him into the hospital, but instead of being like normal people, let me check the front real quick. Make sure it's locked. Now, instead of being like normal people and bringing him in, letting the doctors know what's going on, they just left him there, man. So by the time the doctors got to him, he was dead, okay? 3 years ago, I came here and did a tour with my wife back when she was able to do a tour. Somebody stood right here and took a picture of that hallway, which I would like for you to do after the tour is over. He got a great picture. This is a shadow picture of the guy that died here. His name was TJ. This is TJ. This is a creepy ass picture here. I have so many pictures here. A lot of them. Here it is. That's TJ at the end of the hallway. Okay. Now a lot of people will get pictures of TJ. Some people that passed on here, not necessarily TJ. Sometimes they're claiming the ceilings. Okay. Pretty weird shit here. I gave a tour about 2.5 years ago. A late night tour. I heard a little girl crying. It sounded like it was coming where that chair is over there by the door. Now this is a story about a girl named Stacy. Stacy was I think she was like 4 or 5 years old. I don't know the exact age, but Dr. Norwierski had an infatuation. I don't know their relationship. I don't think I want to know their relationship, but he was obsessed with her. He would buy her toys, books, clothing, books to read. But anyway, she did die in the hospital back in the 70s. She used to come here a lot because her mom was a nurse, and she used to bring her with her because she couldn't find patients. So she was like part of the crew. But anyways, I did hear the crying there, and I said, out of curiosity, I do take pictures in here. I need to take more because I'm bored, okay? So I took a picture. I wasn't expecting much, and I got an awesome shot. This is Stacy behind that chair over there. Stacy. Now, the crying seemed to subside, and it was going towards the chapel area. So I took a picture of this. This is Stacy with a demonic entity standing behind her. Pretty creepy ass picture right there. Kind of looks like Joe Biden.
Yeah, it does.
What's Joe Biden doing here? Like I said, I do take random pictures. I need to take more, but like I said, I get bored. Now, I was downstairs by the boiler room, which I will show you, and I didn't see anything. I didn't hear anything, but I got this picture's kind of hard to see. This is two spiritual entities staring at me, one tall and one short. Yeah. Anyways, I should say I'm using my volume control doesn't work. Now when I go out, it'll work. Something in here that prevents electronic devices from working sometimes. It's really weird. But anyways, whether they worship the God above or the God below, who knows? They were doing stuff the devil wouldn't approve of. Now we used to have a lot more stuff. There was a crucifix there with a velvet wraparound. The kids come in here and destroy everything. That's what they like to do. I know because I used to do the same thing. I used to destroy buildings. Now they're doing it to my hospital. So karma's a bitch. Anyways, it is what it is, okay? Now, let's go upstairs. We're going to go into the nuns' quarter. This is where the nuns are, okay? Y'all come in here, take pictures when you walk alone, okay?
Don't think I will.
Some of the nuns were nice. Some of them were not so nice, okay? The word of nuns was a facade, okay? Now, before we go into the nuns' quarters, we're going to check out the balcony area, okay? This is the balcony area. They had a full choir here. All these chairs, we used to have a lot more. They were all stacked over here. The kids were coming in here and throwing the chairs overboard. So I had to put everything back. Anyways, I don't wish anything bad on them, and God bless them. You know, it's maybe they open up Pandora's box. So, anyways, it is what it is. Alright, let's go into the nuns' quarters. Alright? Now, the first room to the left was an activity room, washroom, ironing board, sewing room. That's where they get all their stuff in here, okay? Yeah. Iron board on the other side. This room right here is the classroom for the kids. Parents would be worked on. The nuns would grab the children and put them in here and teach them nursery rhymes, finger painting, all that kind of stuff. Get the kids involved and get them, you know, get their mind occupied with something else. Little classroom for the kids. So this is a closet.
You ever see anything here today?
People cannot do the tours because it feels like an elephant stepping
Yeah,
on it.
that's what I just felt.
They get sick. I see women throw up. I mean, just Linda Blair type throwing up. This is it's a funky area. It affects people differently, okay? Everybody's different. We're gonna check out the biggest room in the hospital, okay? This is the what do you call it? Laundry room. This is what they did the hospital laundry, okay? Sheets, uniforms, all that kind of stuff. I call it the seance here. And the reason why that is, people do break in here, and when they do satanic rituals in here. Some involving the blood sacrifices of animals. I came here about 3 years ago. I came here with the police because somebody sent me a picture of somebody breaking in. I came here with the police. There was a raccoon here with its guts hanging out. There was candles going around it. Underneath the table was a big red pentagram with dead possums, candles. There was a dead dog burnt beyond recognition. I didn't catch some of the wood. I think it was a dog. I didn't know. It was hard to see what it was. But anyway, full-fledged satanic ritual. After the cops left, I had to do a reverse ritual in here. Because if I don't, people get attacked here. Okay? I didn't want anything bad to happen to anybody. So I come in here, it takes me about 15, 20 minutes. It involves the Lord's Prayer, sage, and Tiberian bell. Okay, so I've done it like 3 or 4 times. Hopefully it stays safe. So it is what it is. Okay. There's some of the stuff that the owner of this cat has something to do with the power source. I don't know, man. He likes it, so it's his place. He can do what he wants. There's some chess pieces here. Okay. Let's walk down over here, and that's that incinerator I was telling you guys about. Okay. This was mainly used for medical records. Okay. They were doing stuff far more cynical. They were throwing babies in there, animals. I mean, who knows what else they were doing. Pretty sick shit that was going on in here. I think this was a janitorial closet. I'm not sure. Okay. Let's go check out the other rooms. Basement. Okay. This room, I don't know what it is. Okay. I know in the wintertime there's a lot of condensation in here. It's kind of foggy. Some heat rises. People claim they've seen spirits go in this room. I personally have not. You're more than welcome to go in there, okay, to take pictures, but don't spend a lot of time in there because the electromagnetic energy will rob everything from your cameras, your flashlights, all kinds of shit. So sometimes I tell the paranormal people that, and they always say, yeah. So sometimes I would get a phone call at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and say, Ed, we're out of here. I said, you have till 8 o'clock. And so, well, we have no energy. I said, that's because you want that fucking room. I told you not to spend your time in there.
It felt a little heavy.
Yeah, well, you know, we got power packs in the car. We charged them up when we came back and there's nothing. So we can't do our research. So don't spend a lot of time in there. It's very simple, okay? I do. Sometimes I'm desperate. I want to see if there's anything to drink in there. So wine, beer, but there's nothing in there, man. Priest drank it all. So damn, it is what it is. All right. That's where the priest hung out. That's his room back over there. Okay. I don't know what this room is. Okay. It goes below the basement area. If you look in there, there's a bunch of water, all kinds of funky shit in there, toys. Don't stick your arm in there, okay? A lot of people stick their arm in there. So you grab your arm and take your flashlight, take your camera, and you never see it again. And then you get all cut up in here. Usually when I tell people not to stick their arm in there, that's what they do. So don't do it, okay? Let's go check this out. This is the power room. This is what powers the entire hospital. This is the power room. You can see where the fuses are, okay? Let's make our way in here. This is one of my favorite rooms. This is the boiler room, okay? The maintenance people would go through those doors and perform their duties here, okay? That is that incinerator I was telling you about, Mr. Williams, where they cut him up and they put him in this incinerator and they cleaned it up really well because it's very clean in there. Now this was a scene of a murder-suicide. It was a couple that, it was a husband and wife that worked here. She was making out. She was fucking around. Shame. She was making out with an associate here. The husband came through those doors to that, doors through there. He had a big knife, stabbed the wife, stabbed the mother, and then stabbed himself, okay? Now, this right here is blood splatter that's been here since '83, okay? It starts here on the floor and it works its way up, okay? Blood splatter goes way up here into the ceiling, okay? That's about 12 feet. Unless you cut somebody's jugular vein, I don't see that happening, you know what I'm saying? So I talked to the owner, I said, man, I don't think I believe in that story because of a knife. He goes, you know something, that's the story, go research it, find out about it. Now that story changed when I met Don Perez, okay? The woman I was telling you about. Now I got a phone call from somebody, his name was Shannon. He called me up and said, hey Ed, can you do a tour right now? I said, I can't, I'm in Cuero, okay? I'll last and I'll meet you at the hospital. He said, okay, I'm gonna take a couple of pictures and I'll meet you very quick. I said, okay, sounds good. So he calls me up 10 minutes later. He goes, man, I'm sorry to bother you. I said, what's up? He said, is anybody supposed to be at the hospital right now? I said, no. Well, I got a picture of somebody in the fucking hospital. You can you see somebody at the front entrance. Oops. Right there. You can see it's locked. So I'm like, son of a bitch. So I called the cops. They come from Quail. It took about 30 minutes to get there. Some said, this guy has broken in the hospital. We need to go get him. So 3 cops came in. 2 of them went in. 1 cop stayed just like that. I said, sir, you gonna go in the hospital? He goes, no. Okay, are you gonna go in the fucking hospital, man? Your friends are in there. How come you're not? Because I don't come to this fucking hospital. I said, why? I came here in 2009 with my mom, and I encountered some horrible things in there. I would never go in the hospital. And he's been here several times. I talked to him all the time. He won't come to the hospital. He'll go around the fairgrounds, but he will not go in the hospital. Just like 3 cops from Quail will not come in there. So I said, I understand. So I came with the other 2. That's when we found the contents of the seance room. I said, this is the guy that broke in here. We need to get him. So they took a picture of that, had posters here at City Hall in Quail. Nobody knows who this guy is except Donna Perez, okay? After everybody left, Donna Perez pulls up in the SUV. She introduces herself. She says, my name is Donna Perez. I used to work here back in the early 80s. I left because of what happened in here, particularly 114. I said, what the hell happened, Donna? 114, I was monitoring 2 patients here. They were hooked up with IV trays. The IV trays were moving among themselves. She was like, oh my God. And then the clipboards up on the edge of the bed where the doctors can monitor the progress, see what's wrong, they were being tossed on their own like tortillas. Oh my God! Oh my God! She ran out of there. She goes, oh my God! Somebody help me! 114! And you know what the nuns did? They saw her, the nuns were like this. And she left. I said, this woman's an idiot. She left, was discouraged. She didn't even get a paycheck. Her friends gave her a paycheck. She has not been here since. I met her in 2019. I had to drag her in here. She would not come in here. She goes, Eddie, since that fateful day, I have a spirit embedded in me. I don't know if I believe her or not, but she goes, I'm possessed all the time. I've gone to priests, I've gone to doctors, nobody can help me. I'm so frustrated. My family wants nothing to do with it. In my mind, well, that's because you're alluding to it. But I feel sorry for her. She's better now, but then she was a basket case. Anyway, she goes, Eddie, I saw the police here. What was going on? I said, Donna, somebody broke into the hospital, and I took a picture. She goes, can I see that picture? So I showed her this picture. And she goes, oh my God. I said, what? Oh my God, I know this guy. I said, who is he? His name is Danny. He used to work here in 83 when I worked here. He was the guy that killed those 2 people and himself. I said, really? How did he manage that, Donna? Because I didn't believe her. He had a .22 caliber gun, shot her, shot him, and then shot himself in the temple. Well, that would explain the blood splatter, okay? So I called up the owner. I said, I think I found the theory of the blood splatter. He goes, wow, find out more. Now, I have seen this picture plenty of times. Do you see anything unusual about it?
As we passed by and our guide pointed down to the priest's quarters, there appears to be a shadow on the left side of the window. Here is an image of the hallway, albeit a blurry image when a flashlight is turned on in that direction. And here, after turning the flashlight off, the shadow on the left is gone. Upon further examination, if you see what is in the circle, it appears to be a figure of some sort. What do you think it could be? Let us know in the comments below.
This is a picture taken at the front door. This is a full-body apparition. This is Danny. He is the person who committed the double murder-suicide in the boiler room, according to a source who worked with him in the 80s. If you look closely, you will see a gunshot wound in his right temple, and he is missing his eyes. Danny is the reason I want to do an overnight investigation. Sarah had an experience in the boiler room, and when the caretaker showed me this picture, I felt him staring at me from the corner of the room. Going to do our next location the next day, our GPS took us through Yorktown again, and I felt the hospital calling me back. We went, and I basically stood at the front door and told him that I would be back for an overnight investigation, and he can say whatever he wants to me, and left it at that.